Alright, response video to gray text, the pudgy little dumpling of mass psychology. This whole idea of what controls human beings. Now we're back to it again. And okay, so now you're throwing out this number that 90-10 is the control percentages. Like we have 90% of our brain, our intelligence, 10% our nature, our conditioning, the stuff, the immutable part. Yeah, okay, maybe day-to-day stuff. Maybe that's true. I'd say it's potentially for every human being, 100%, 99 and 1% or something. Okay, the super Buddhist can achieve this complete mind over matter kind of thing. Let the intelligence do the thinking. Screw the body. Screw sensation. Screw being distracted by bullshit, and just allow pure thought to exist in your consciousness. Okay, yeah, we could do that. How does the average person live? It's somewhere else lower on that scale. What the exact average person fits into, I just don't even think the number is relevant. I don't, we've done it, we've played with this number before in the other contexts where it didn't matter, but now we're talking about what our nature is, and now it becomes more important, because it's not just psychology isn't it's not just thoughts, and it's not something you change artistry, artistically. That's not the way. That's not how you deal with human beings. You deal with truth. You deal with concepts. And so, let's look at religion. Let's look at the here you have this metaphor, this story that says, okay, you're basically born in sin. I could take that metaphor and say, okay, the born in sin part is you are corrupt, selfish bastard by nature. Basically, religions say that. You are an asshole, okay? You're a piece of shit. That's the premise, by nature, all right? And so you try to elevate yourself above that nature by this relationship with God. Okay, well, that's the bullshit part. You don't need a relationship with God. You need a relationship with the truth. And that's what God is supposed to be. The Word, the truth. So let's say they just got the whole fucking metaphor all wrong. There is no God. They were talking about the ideas being the goddamn God. Ideas are God. Okay? They're what give us power. They're what give us the control over the beast, the animal inside of us, the Garden of Eden animal that had no capacity to understand what it was doing because it didn't take from the forbidden fruit. So it didn't have a capacity to use its brain to be a more elegant creature. So there. So what we got to replace the old meme with a new meme. We can't replace it with a piece of art. That's not going to do the trick. And the new meme has to be the goddamn truth. And the truth is that all our desire comes from our nature. That's the fucking truth. Even if it's 1%, if it's 2%, if it's 10%, or it's 20% of what's controlling us, it doesn't really fucking matter, because in a way it controls all of it. Because we wouldn't have any fucking purpose in living if it wasn't for the goddamn addiction to living. If it wasn't for the goddamn passion. Alright? The passion is what gives us any purpose in trying to redefine ourselves. So yes, I can evolve intellectually. I can overcome my nature. So my nature might be, I'm a selfish asshole, feed me. Then I might have the intellectual thought that says, well, wait, all I have to do is feed any mouth, and it's just as good as feeding mine. Okay? If I put food in any mouth, I'm accomplishing the same thing as putting food in my own goddamn mouth. So I can intellectually know the fucking difference. So then I can hope for something better. I can strive for something better. I can have a higher goal. The higher goal can be, let's fix the system. Let's fix how people have to live. Let's do something out there, not something in here. And so then I've taken basically my nature and I'm just using it. I'm using my motivation, my desire, my drive, and I'm investing it in a hope, in an aspiration for something else, not for me. And then I've set that's a good purpose, a good use of intelligence, but I'm still using the nature of the beast to perform the chore. It's still the friggin' gorilla that's doing the work. And underlying this whole thing is the premises that gorilla demand we accept, in a sense. And those are the hardest ones for us to beat down in our heads, is the fact that, yes, this whole idea of being addicted, of being desirous, is just bullshit. It's just something nature imposes on us. So let's not glorify it. let's realize that we're here and this is sort of interesting and it might be a good idea for us to, expand our intelligence and do all this crap, but it's a really dumb idea to do it in the context of unsustainable growth and preposterous inefficiency in how sentient life lives on this fucking planet. In that context, it's just completely imbecilic for us to play our little stargazing, what makes the universe tick games. Because what we are, essentially, is a bunch of goddamn dogs chasing their tails. And they're chasing their tails not because their intelligence tells them to. Okay, they're doing it because their nature tells them to. And we have to be at least honest with ourselves and admit the fucking fact. That's what we're fucking doing. We're only chasing it because nature has made the tail attractive. And we can't help ourselves but chase the fucking thing as long as we're here. But what we can help is to do something stupid like perpetuate the madness and say, yes, I'm going to invest in a new dog that chases its tail. I'm going to create a new one. Let's have another dog that chases its tail. That's fucking stupid. And so, when we talk about what's controlling us, we have to admit that even you want to call it 10% is nature, you've got to concede that that 10% is incredibly powerful. It's the whole source of all our motivation. It's the source of all the desire. It's the source of all the drive. And the only way we make it better is to have some kind of more intelligent desire by using our motivation, reconfiguring the passion. But at best, like I said, intellectually, our passions are going to be then to fix things. They're not going to be to, oh yeah, I have a grand idea that, consciousness is going to do something wonderful in the future. I mean, that's phantasmagorical bullshit, okay? There's no mission for the human race. There's no mission for life on Earth. It's just this perpetually moronic struggle where a bunch of addicted creatures eke out a living, most of the time beating the shit out of each other. I mean, that's the fucking reality. And so we've got to accept that reality. It's a dismal reality, but it's the goddamn truth. And that's what it's about. That's the word. That's the God. God has got to be the fucking truth. And if we keep making God, the wall or the floor or, the plant or the butterfly, well then fuck it. We're not going anywhere. It's not about art. It's not about beauty. It's the same bullshit that's imposed on us by nature. It's our subjective attachments, our subjective desires, our subjective preferences, our subjective prejudices. That's the bullshit nature imposes. We can refine those things, but we can't eradicate them. The best we can do is elevate them we can give them a better mission. But their natural mission is just plain idiotic. It is only intended to make us addicted. It is only intended to make us, gang up in groups so we can beat the shit out of somebody else. It's only intended to make us spread our DNA. I mean, it has horrible design features. I mean, its design sucks. It's native design. So whatever. I mean, I know this gets to be semantics, but it's sort of important because I don't think we can put a percentage number on what's controlling us when the fundamental fact is that we would not fucking exist. We would have no rational reason to exist if it wasn't for that crude nature that imposes upon us desire. And we can do something constructive with that desire, or we can do something destructive with it. And that's the only fucking question. That's the only issue for us to decide is are you going to use your desire constructively, or are you going to use it destructively? And that's it. There's nothing more complicated than that. And then certainly on the destructive list is creating unsustainable circumstances for living things to exist in. If you're going to sit there and perpetuate your insanity, you're being destructive. That's just a fact. If you can't admit that you're born insane, basically, insanely addicted to this bullshit, well then you've missed the truth. You've missed God. You haven't found fucking God.